Yo, 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 what it do? It's RB22, and I'm accompanied by right hand man, Harry.
What's
What's
up?
going
What's
on,
up?
bud?
How living the dream or not living the dream? It's opening weekend for MLS. We're still 2 weeks out
I was gonna say
for the
almost
11th.
you're almost
Two
living
weeks
the
out.
dream. We're
Almost
about to
living
be
the
living
dream.
the dream. Minus less than 2 days and less than 48 hours, we will know whether Austin was able to get past St. Louis City or not. Because that's gonna be the talk, right? I was listening to North End podcast earlier, and that's what they're saying. It's going to be the talk around the league if St. Louis is able to do it to Austin after the season we had last year. But how's the off season going for you out there in San Antonio? How's this? Your son. I know he got soccer going on. How's that going for him?
It is going all right. He just got home from practice, so he had a good practice, and yesterday he had a game. His team is struggling a little bit on the team wise, but like I said, he's growing. He's a freshman, so it's a learning experience. But he ended practice today with SA City with a banger. It was about on the right hand side, about 21 yards out, and I thought he was trying to cross it, but he hit the sweet spot and knocked it in from the goal, and everybody was like, "Ooh!"
So he confirmed that it was a goal. He confirmed that it was a shot on goal or what?
He's kind of 50-50.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Because sometimes you're like, yeah, that was a shot, man. But
it was one of those where, it's one of those you wanted to kind of put it on frame, but the intention was put it into a spot for a teammate.
Sometimes you just got to float those up, man, just so they can just hit that corner.
So, but he hit it high enough to where it dropped in the goal. But if there would have been somebody in the box, that would have been able to get to it. But it was one of those shots that he's like, it's been a while since he hit one of those. So, of course, he ended the day good, and like I said here. But I guess for me prior, we got MLS because for people that don't know, Sam Junka was training with San Antonio FC because he was out of contract with Houston Dynamo. And I don't fault Sam at all because, FC Dallas stepped up, offered him a contract, which, of course, he signed with 2 option years by FC Dallas. So, for him and his family, it's the right thing. But FC Dallas ended up giving the Dynamo 75,000 Garber bucks, whatever. So as a SAFC fan, we were like, "Ooh, we're getting a MLS player that you probably would have." I don't know if he would have started for us, but he would definitely been a key contributor off the bench if he didn't start. To where now he will be number 2 on left back for FC Dallas. So, but I'm just kind of at odds of how a player that's out of contract can be traded because of the first refusal rights. I'm like, MLS is getting MLS, but
I mean, it is what it is. At this point, you just gotta learn to live with it, Harry.
It is.
Hey, be thankful you don't got to deal with these problems over there in the USL. You know what I mean?
No, but it's like I said here. It's from a player aspect, playing USL, where he's probably signing 1 year, hoping to get back into MLS. And then FC Dallas, because injuries are along those lines here. They needed a backup for that position, and I'm glad to say I'm always interested in kind of the discussion for anybody. Hey, Houston, will you trade us the rights to this player even though he won't sign with you? Kind of how that discussion goes and how they came up with, send me 75,000 in Garber bucks and deal. So, but no, outside of that, like I said here, it's good. The other big MLS story outside of it being opening weekend is MLS finally decided its playoff structure. A little, I guess, better late than never, or
right,
or not better. the new playoffs, 9 teams make it in, as opposed, well, 8 and 9 play a play-in game to face the number 1 seed. That'll probably be a midweek game through there.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a best of 3 for the opening round. So, where you've got the 1 versus 8 or 1 versus 9, 2, 7, and so on. Then it's single elimination, single
Semifinal
elimination knockout
and final. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, I don't mind the play-in game. I don't. It's an extra game. It gives more of an advantage to the number 1 seed if they've got to play. I don't mind that. To me, where I think MLS messed up is the round of 3. If you're gonna do the play of 3, to me that should have been the semifinal round where you got to where you have the best 4 teams, the 2 teams in the East and West, or pardon me, 2 teams for that here right before the finals. That should have been the best of 3 format. Because could you imagine Austin FC, LAFC last year, best of 3? So LAFC or Austin lost in LA for them to come back to Q2. Would Austin be able to get the win? And then if they did, how much that would have built that anticipation for that 3rd game back in LA? To me,
you bring up a very, very good point. With that, I think that
if you're gonna do it,
do it that way, because, sheesh, could you imagine that Austin, LAF, or even any, say it was El Tráfico, whenever they played, and us against Dallas, we go to Dallas and play against Dallas, and like you say, best out of 3. So you do bring up a very good point.
And I'm not saying the first round, and I know why they're doing it is to get butts in the
more
seats.
Money, or more money too, because more views, more games. It's just what it is, more money.
To me, I would almost rather you do that for all of the rounds if you're going to do the best of 3. I don't like it that it's 1 round, especially if it's early. But number 1, why so late? 5 days before the regular season. Not sure what that's the right time to be able to do it, but we'll see how it works out.
Is it going to change somebody's tactics? So they're like, oh my, did you see the new playoff format? Now we just got to throw everything out the window. We just got to change it all up now. It's not really going to, you know what I mean? So it's, what does it do? It could add 7 more games or something like that to your season?
Well, here's where it matters. Is I don't think the finishing the top 4 matters more, because being able to host to be able to host 2 playoff matches. And to me, the other thing there is finishing 7 as opposed to 8 is a huge advantage, because then you're not playing that game on Wednesday with the 10th, with the 8-9. You're not playing that game, and then turn around that following Saturday and playing on the road at the number 1 seed. So to me, I think there's a couple of advantages that it builds into where, hey, you're going to forecast that. I just think for a league, and we give crap to NISA, we give crap to USL, we give crap to any league that doesn't announce their playoffs before well before the season. And to me, where you've got the week of the season, to me, that's a little late. Like USL's already announced their playoff format. It's changed from last year, but they announced it when they announced the league structure.
It's got to do everything with Apple also.
Yes,
because they get more games out of it too.
2.5 billion.
So and you could tell. I don't know if you listen to Extra Time or not, but you could tell that they were trying so hard to make it sound so sweet and nice, and like you could tell they were just doing their job. on this past
And they're
episode.
to me when you and I tweeted this, because I don't want to say they're bots, but there are people that are so pro MLS that they can't do anything wrong. That even they were like, yeah, this isn't it. And like when they're starting to question things,
I saw you getting at Alexi Lalas the other day.
A little
You got
bit.
some beef. You got some beef with Alexi Lalas or what?
My issue with Lexi's one of those guys that I think if you met him in person, dude, he's a hell of a guy. He's a U.S. men's national team legend, but he's one of those. He's like a Skip Bayless, where I don't believe half the shit he says. He actually believes. For that here, and that's my issue. And he went after Detroit, saying, "Hey, Detroit, whether it's Detroit City or not, just put a team in Detroit." Which, to me, to me that kind of rubs me the wrong way. It's kind of similar to like how they planted Austin, Austin FC in Austin. Kind of like, hey, it doesn't matter if there's already teams there. Just put an MLS team in there and screw the foundation that Detroit City and other teams have built. So
and Detroit was the one with that badass atmosphere, right?
Yeah, Detroit's a very, very Europeanish.
I think I saw their game on ESPN2 one time. Their playoff match last year.
So, and they are a unique fan base, we'll say. Just it's like FC Cincinnati, but the quote ultra version. I've met them; they're cool. They're nice people. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, just the internet tough guy. Hey, we call him the gatekeeper of the sporting groups in USL because they do it. But hey, it is what it is. But let's get into kind of the next stage here. You want to do West finishes, or let's start with Texas MLS finishes, and we'll see where we put our teams. For it here. So I've got a little spreadsheet that we'll have here, and we'll maybe tweet it out afterwards for it here. So doing it in alphabetical order. Austin FC. Where are you placing 1 through 14 Austin FC?
Obviously it's super biased, right? But I believe we can finish first. So I'll put us at 1. So first place, Austin FC.
Sorry, I had a cat that got up near the TVs. Well,
you
said good. First place?
Yeah, first place. Yeah.
Well, that's a bold move.
But it also puts us in a bad spot because not many teams have won MLS Cup after, taking first place. LA did it last year, so.
LA did it.
What do you got them? What do you got, Austin?
Full disclosure, last year I picked them to finish last in the West. I'm not going to finish last in the West this year.
Hey, cheers to episode 35.
Cheers. I'm going to go 5th. I do think that they come back a little bit for that here. FC Dallas. Where do you see them? And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this here.
Yeah, just put it on there. But yeah, I got FC Dallas actually finishing 3rd place. I think that they're going to be pretty serious this season. They're going to be a threat, so I got them 3rd place. Nico Estevez doing his thing over there. What about you? What do you got? Where do you got Dallas? Is that 3rd?
I got them 4th.
Oh, okay. There we go. Copy and paste and boom.
And you said 3rd.
Yeah.
And this is the one I think we're going to have the huge gap. Houston Dynamo.
And see what a lot of people don't like. A lot of people are gonna sit there and say that I make this super biased, and that it's awesome. No, trust me, I give Houston and Dallas every chance to be here to defend themselves and have a
We
say in all
did.
this.
We did.
So, to all the Houston and Dallas fans, you guys want to jump on? Hey, be my guest. You are invited.
Yeah,
But
100%.
Houston Dynamo, go ahead. I want you to give your Houston Dynamo take first.
I got them eighth.
Eighth?
I
Hey,
think that
so that puts them in playoffs.
I think they're eighth, ninth along those lines here. I think they're better. I think they're kind of like Austin FC was last year, where they've made a lot of moves, and I think they're going to be much better than people anticipate.
All
Because I
right.
think most of the predictors have them 12th, 13th in the West here.
Yeah, and that's actually where I have them. I have them in 12th place. Um, just I think it's gonna still take them a while. I think that midfield with H and Coco and Archer, I don't think it's gonna work as well as they think it's gonna work. So got them 12th place.
But also, I think they have the ability to bring in some players mid-season, right?
Well, yeah, I think they have until April. That's whenever the MLS window closes, and then it opens again in July. It closes like in September or something like that. So it's a pretty
All
big
right.
window. It's not like the European windows where it's just January and uh, summer window.
Colorado Rapids. Looking at it here, just on the Texas teams here, you have Austin, Dallas, Houston. I have a tighter group 4 through 8: Dallas, Austin, Dynamo, and I'm talking about between Dallas and Austin's maybe 1, 2, 3 points at max. I think there's going to be a gap between Austin and the Dynamo where they finished 8th or 9th. But I think Dallas and Austin. That's going to be a fun little rivalry this year on how they finish here. The Colorado Rapids. Some people are high, some people are low on them here. Their kit's decent, but I'm going to go. I'm going to put them 12th.
You got to bring up the kit, right? I mean,
I like the scarf is better. I don't know if you saw they've got a scarf. The
I
scarf is
saw it
actually
on
better.
Weeby's Instagram or something like that, maybe.
The scarf is better than the actual kit, in my opinion.
Yeah. I got Colorado finishing in 6th place. I think they're going to snap back from last season and do, I guess, the Colorado thing, like you say, go up and down, up and down. So I think they'll land
Stan
6th.
Kroenke, I'm telling you, Stan Kroenke. It's worst owner in the league per the Athletic. I'm just saying.
All right, we'll see. All right, who's next? Who you got? What you got? LA
L.A.
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
I'll
Uh,
I'll throw where I think they're gonna finish 4th. I think they're gonna have a good season. I think their midfield's gonna get going. Chicharito's gonna get going. He's gonna do Chicharito things. So LA Galaxy is gonna be a problem. I believe have we beat them? Man, have we beat Carson? I can't remember, but I think that's one of the teams we haven't beat yet. But I could be wrong. We may have beat them 2-0. You guys comment in the section. Comment below, comment section. Let me know if we beat LA Galaxy already. I just can't remember.
L.A. Galaxy. I'm going to put them at 7th. I'm not as big a believer of them as you are.
Okay.
LAFC, the Kings. I still got them number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's LA Galaxy.
Hold on.
You mean Chivas USA? We got it. There you go. Yeah.
Where do you got them? I'm assuming number 2.
Number 2, LAFC. I mean, come on, I'm a reasonable guy. I'm not gonna all of a sudden drop them down to like So I mean, look at that though. That's the same top 4 as last season. So just Galaxy and Dallas. Those teams stay
538
pretty
has
consistent.
LAFC number 1, Austin number 2, LA number 3. So I'm bucking the trend here with the Galaxy at 7. But there's
All right.
always surprises.
Always. We'll come back and look at this.
Minnesota United.
Minnesota United. That Man U FC boy.
I'm gonna go 11th.
Go ahead and go down one for me. I got him 10th.
Go
10th
up.
place. Yeah, just gonna miss the playoff cut, the new playoff format cut.
Portland Timbers.
Portland, I got him 7th. I got him an
7th.
iconic 7th place. That's a good spot for Portland always. And
Yeah,
I was gonna pick Sebastian Blanco. That reminds me, Harry, if you could think of a good midfielder, I need to give North End a replacement for Reynoso because we have Reynoso, but since we're Texas Ring of Fire, we got to pick one more midfielder now.
I'm
So
gonna go 6th. Looking at the
I was
options, I'm gonna go 6th.
Yeah, they have Sebastian Blanco, and he's actually
good.
hurt. He's hurt though.
Oh, he's hurt.
He's hurt
that's
till
right.
May.
I remember that.
Yeah, he's hurt till May, so he's not going to be a good pick. He wouldn't be a good pick. Let's see. Real Salt Lake, RSL. I got them 8th.
Ooh.
8th place. Right there, always still fighting with Portland, like always.
I got them 13th, actually. I'm thinking a down year for them.
13th, okay.
That might be my Rapids.
Krylock, he's supposed to, he's back.
San Jose, the Earthquake. I got them. Who's left? Sounders, St. Louis, Vancouver. I got them 10th.
I got San Jose. I actually just moved mine because, man, Cade Cowell, for some reason, I have a feeling Cade Cowell is going to have a season, man. He's going to have a really good season. Let's see them in 9th place. See him be really good for them and get them into the playoffs. Have them have that wild card.
The defending CONCACAF Champions League, Seattle Sounders.
Woo, Seattle, right. Man, they need a comeback, dude. What do you got them?
I got them 2nd.
2nd? Oh,
I think that they
That's a hot take. Everybody, y'all need to get on Harry for this one. 2nd place. Did they even qualify for playoffs last year?
I believe they did not, actually.
First time in club history where they did not qualify for playoffs. And you're going to call 2nd. Whew, sheesh, man. All right. Harry with the hot take of the day. Yeah, that's where I put him at, right there.
5th?
Yes, sir. I got them in 5th place. I do think that they're going to bounce back after last year. I know they focused in on CCL, which, that gamble paid off for them. They were first MLS club in history to win the CONCACAF Champions League. So they will always be cemented in history for that one, man. So kudos to them. I see them bouncing back. 5th place.
Sporting Kansas City.
SKC. That's actually who I had up there, but I don't know, man.
11th, 13th, or 14th?
Yeah, so skeptical, man. I think they're 11th place team.
So I think I need to bump up Dallas and Austin. I do think 3rd or 4th. But since we're kind of doing this on the fly, we didn't print this out. We purposely saved our predictions here.
Well, I guess now because of that, you got to put St. Louis City in third place now.
Well, no, I haven't selected them yet. So I have 3, 9, or 14.
Yep, that's part of the game.
St.
Part of
Louis
the game.
City obviously is not going to be third. Vancouver, I don't think is going to be third. So this is like one of those TikToks where you're picking teams and trying to fill them in. This on the fly. I guess I have to go third. Peter
SKC
Vermees,
finished third.
He got his extension. Surprisingly, I don't understand that, but
Johnny Russell, I like Johnny Russell, man. He's one of those guys that can really change the game for you.
But historically, Seattle and Kansas City very rarely have bad years back to back.
Okay.
Now,
noted.
And so I might be a little bit higher than most, but even 538, like they have Austin 46.1, Galaxy 45, Seattle 44.6, FC Dallas 43, Sporting Kansas City 40.2, Portland 41. So they're kind of in that mix. And in the West, it's loaded along those lines here. So St. Louis City, the expansion team, the Sam Adeniran's, the Josh Yaros, and I'm probably going to be. I know I'm going to get roasted for this. I got them ninth. I'm going to have them in the.
They're going to make playoff
game.
Okay.
No, they're going to be in the playoff
wild
game.
card game
for that here. So the wild card, the play-in game here, but
yeah, I got them finishing 14th place. I mean, it is what it is. We were lucky not to finish last place our first season. If it wasn't for Houston, we would have. So thank you, Houston, for holding us up.
But that pick's probably not going to be there. But I have a soft spot for St. Louis, so I won't.
So we got excuses already, huh?
No, just
all right.
Vancouver, you've got 13th, and I've got them 14th here. So
yeah,
neither one of us are fans of the White Cap.
Yeah. So there you have it. There you got the MLS West finishes. Honestly, that's what that would be. That would be mine on the right and Harry's on the left. If you can't see what it says, I'll break it down for you for all the listeners that do listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Shout out to you, all of y'all that do listen to us, because man, I do take notice of all that. So I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody. Leave a review, leave a comment. Let me know who you are, because I really would like to give you a special shout out. But we got Harry. This is his take. LAFC in first, Seattle Sounders second, SKC in third, FC Dallas in fourth, Austin FC fifth, Portland Timbers sixth, LA Galaxy seventh, Houston Dynamo eighth, St. Louis City ninth, which hot take for SKC third and that one for being ninth. 10th place, San Jose Earthquakes. 11th place, Minnesota United FC. Colorado Rapids in 12th. Real Salt Lake in 13th. Vancouver Whitecaps in 14th. For me, I got, of course, Verdes first place, Austin FC. Second place, LAFC. Third, FC Dallas. Fourth, LA Galaxy. Fifth, Seattle Sounders. Sixth, Colorado Rapids. Seventh, Portland Timbers. RSL in eighth. San Jose Earthquakes in 9th, Minnesota United FC in 10th, Sporting Kansas City in 11th, Houston Dynamo in 12th. Come fight me. Not just playing, because you might. Vancouver Whitecaps 13th, and St. Louis City in 14th. So
we talked about our differences. You have the Rapids in the playoffs. I don't. Who's the team? I have Sporting Kansas City in the playoffs over the Rapids.
You have Houston in the playoffs. I don't.
Have Houston. You have Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm. I got San Jose.
And then in the playoff game, you have San Jose and St. Louis City. So, but the teams out of the playoffs, Minnesota, Vancouver, and yeah, that's it. So it's a little bit of variety.
Man. It's definitely up for grabs this season, and that's what I love about the MLS. It's what I was explaining with a buddy of mine, OCL. He was telling me how I guess he's kind of getting to the MLS just now and trying to get to where he can basically it's frustrating for a fan coming into it, right? Whenever you're used to European, the transfer windows, the way it all works over there, you come to the MLS and it's like a culture shock almost. Like you're just like what is TAM and GAM and DP and international, like just all this stuff is
First
just
rights of refusal.
yeah, and still getting paid for it, like crazy stuff, right? So I was just telling him like it's just the MLS is so open. All the teams are pretty even. It's supposed to be that way. They're supposed to be.
Well, that's
pretty
how the
even.
league does it. That's why the salary
Right.
cap. And this, to me, this is MLS is if they do not start raising the salary cap, there's going to be some issues coming down the road. I don't know when the MLS, the players agreement deal, the CBA expires, or when the players have the ability to kind of challenge that. But with all the money that's coming in, I think I saw what Adidas just renewed for what 860 million. The 2.5 billion from Apple and all this other stuff. There's a large influx of cash. I think the cap's what 5 million or a little bit over that, somewhere
Yeah, I'm
along
not
those
even
lines.
sure. I'm not even
And
sure.
it's kind of hard because you got DP money, you got homegrown, you got generation Adidas players. There's all these little silly mechanisms that
A lot.
just
But
way
every team,
complicate it
all
what it
30,
should be.
it's 30. It's 30 rosters spots, and each spot has to like pretty much be the same. So you have like 1 through 18 or whatever, 1 through 20, where it has to be a certain amount of like the salary cap has to almost be even. Like the international slots got to be even. All that kind of stuff. DP, your U21s, or I mean your U22s. I mean your homegrowns, like you were saying, and you can even get players from other places and still have their homegrown rights, which is it's just like how. But yeah, man, it's a new thing to a lot of people, and it's just getting even weirder with the playoff the way it is now. I mean, imagine having to explain that to somebody who's coming. They're like, "What?" Like,
You can't. You followed the league since you've started since Austin FC started.
right?
I followed MLS probably a little bit longer now. I'm not an MLS fan, despite everybody accusing me of being an Austin FC fan.
You are an Austin FC
Um,
fan.
I or a Phoenix Rising fan or RGV fan or through here. I just enjoy the game. The problem with the the problem with MLS is its rules are too hard to understand. If they went with just a flat salary cap, if you want to have a salary cap, that's fine. But get rid of these silly rules with the PAM GAM, the first rights refusal, the
Well, even the second entry draft and all that's
yes.
confusing. All that is confusing.
Well, that's partly how
I have to take it in. I have to take it in like doses. So like I have a buddy of mine. His name is Brad. Shout out Brad. And I have to ask him like we have to sit down in like segments so that he can explain TAM to me and GAM to me. And now I understand TAM and GAM and what you would spend that money on, what type of players you would spend that money on. But if you don't understand it, it is like, oh, it is, man, it can go over your head like nothing.
All right, so we're mainly talk about the West, but we can't be doing a show without talking a little bit about the East.
The East,
So, who is your pick
the West.
for that comes out of the East? Who is your pick that comes out of the East?
Well, I guess thinking about it right off the top of my head, because I guess I don't have in front of me. Philly comes to mind. Philly comes to
In the
mind, and
finals last
even
year.
a Cincinnati. Cincinnati comes, and Nashville.
They're
So
the hot
those,
team this year.
even Nashville. So those three, to me. And there's man, the East is not bad because you got New England, Toronto. You got Toronto,
Toronto, New York City, FC.
New York City.
Will Atlanta rebound? That's a big question. Orlando
It's
City, by most MLS experts, had the best offseason for whatever that's worth.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, what they got? They got Felipe Martins. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on the guy, but I think he's going to be a starter for them. So, I mean, if he's their starter, I don't know how much better they could have really gotten. Not trying to talk down on him at all because he's 22.
But I was seeing there's a lot of rumors about Philadelphia and their head coach Jim Curtin, right? Sorry if that's not how you pronounce his name. Possibly being the fill-in for the U.S. men's national team because he's out of contract at the end of this year. So that's a possibility, which would be kind of an odd move at this point. But we'll see who takes that job. Columbus, and Columbus is a bad word in Austin.
Austin is a bad word in Columbus.
I see it going back and forth.
I don't mind Columbus. Screw the Crew. I don't mind them.
So
yeah,
I think
man.
My pick, I'm gonna go with. I like to think outside the box. I'm gonna.
You know what? Let's do four. Let's do
top four.
Yeah, let's see who gets home field advantage in your eyes.
All right, hold on one second. Let me.
So I'll go ahead and do the Philly. I'll do the Toronto, Nashville, and Cincinnati. Man, those are my three.
So you went Philadelphia,
Philly, Toronto, and Cincinnati. Because for our best ball,
you said four.
Yeah, Nashville, Philly, Toronto.
Oh, Nashville.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
So I'm gonna do Philly as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do NYCFC.
All right.
I'm gonna do Atlanta. And my wild card is going to be, I think, New England rebounds from a disappointing.
I know, right? How do they go
disappointing
from
year?
Having didn't they break the record the season before?
Yes, they had the most points. Yep.
How do you do that? Go from breaking the record and don't even get in the playoffs following season?
Well, that's part of the reason why I'm not as high on Austin FC. And we've seen this with many teams. The Rapids are probably the most common, where up, down, up, down. And
let me tell you why I think we're gonna finish. And I think it should be noted that Sebastian Driussi and Diego Fagundes, my boy Diego, finally put that pen to paper. And I've been crying about it all offseason, right, Harry? Have I not? Harry's been texting me like, "Hey, RB, it's enough of the Diego Fagundes stuff on the show already." Like,
he's getting shipped out.
But dude, like, thank God that Diego Fagundes, yesterday he finally signed his I guess 3-year extension with a year option for 26, and then Sebastian Driussi did the same thing earlier this week. I think it was on Monday. So he same thing, 3-year extension with 1-year option. So, and he was named captain today. Ring taking the armband, taking it away.
We have to talk about that.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
But I think that with Sebastian Driussi and Diego Fagundes, we don't fall off this season. We don't have a big drop off, and we stay consistent. In my opinion, I'm gonna get to it. In my opinion, the only thing that we're missing is offloading Ring and Ronnie Redes, freeing up that U22 spot and getting some more money for that DP spot. So we keep Zan Komanich, and we keep who's our other U22? Jite's not even here right now. See what I'm saying? So if that can happen, and we have more, that gives us more cap for a real DP. Imagine getting a true DP, center defensive mid, or even a center back, a true DP, not Ring, but Ring gets his armband taken away after the performance he had last season. Obviously, you have something to say about it. So, what's your topic on it?
I just wonder how that's going to play in the locker room. Now, Driussi's loved, and it's not saying that he didn't earn it, but we're gonna see what kind of teammate that Ring is, because you follow Austin a lot closer than I do.
I don't know about that.
I listen.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
that. I listened to all three, podcasts about all of the clubs here in Texas. To me, Ring has been out of rotation, period. And I know it's preseason. I know he's more of a veteran. I wonder how much he's actually going to play.
So, yeah, a lot of people are saying and thinking that he's going to play and have a good role for CCL and this and that. But I'm with you. I don't think if he's getting this playing time, especially preseason, there's something I've seen. Maybe he has
something amiss. Yeah,
maybe he has a knock. Maybe he just isn't performing. Maybe
it's age.
Yeah,
because he's not the quickest. He's not the quickest guy. He's never been the quickest. He's tactical.
Maybe he's just getting outworked in practice, and that's just what it is. He's just not. Wolf is like, why play Ring when I have better options to play in this position?
And following Austin FC fans on social media, the first season, I think they backed him because he was the first captain. Last year, you saw
he played with some balls. He played with some balls first season.
Last year, you saw a lot of cracks in the support for Ring for the support, and especially as the season ended, despite the success of Austin FC. To me, that's going to be my question: is will Ring accept his role if it's going to be a backup position? Or do they bring in somebody along those lines, like you mentioned, pay him out, trade him along those lines? That's going to be the interesting question, I think, for Austin FC. The other thing that, and I was thinking about this, is Driussi's got the new contract. Driussi's got the armband. He's going to be getting the focus of everybody now, and he's earned it. Can he match last year's production?
I don't think nothing's changing besides his number and something around his arm, because he wore the armband last season for some games.
But we've seen players that get the payday and then it's a dip, and it doesn't matter the league. Whether it's MLS.
I'll tell you Saturday after the game. If I see Driussi walking after any plays, I will be like, man.
But you know what I mean, though?
I do.
There's added pressure that's built off Driussi with this decision.
Yeah.
That wasn't that Ring being the captain of a team. There's more responsibility. And I understand Driussi's the face of the franchise. He is, whether he has the armband or he doesn't have the armband. Mm-hmm. But giving him the armband, which he has earned, I'm not disputing that. But to me, it's an added pressure. And to me, I'll be interested to see if he can live, how it affects him. I think he'll do well. And I have a feeling when it comes to MVP discussion, he's what, top 2, top 3 at most, if not the favorite this year. Just because MLS, from my understanding, listening, I think it was Extra Time.
Let's get into that MVP real quick. A Ring of Fire MVP. So what you think? Who do you think is going to be the MVP of the Ring of Fire Texas teams? Obviously, if you want to include San Antonio with this, you can.
Well, they're
Because
better than anybody, but no. I'm going to keep it here.
yeah.
Just to me, the issue with picking San
Christian
Antonio is I
Porano,
don't know their.
Christian Porano, man, that dude is a freaking beast, and he's
Well,
coming
actually,
back.
Mitchell Tainer is the. What was the
Was the star for you guys or what?
was the star last year? Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Look, man, repeat. Well, let's touch on that real quick.
It's
What you
hard
think?
for a center
Repeat.
back though. For a center back, he had
Yeah,
everything go
I
right,
know
and I
exactly what
love
you're talking
Mitchell.
about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, he is good.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
a baller.
but hold on,
So
I don't think
my ring of fire deep
yours is DeRussi,
MVP
right?
it's gonna be Driussi. I mean, come on, and it's Driussi.
Oh, DeRussi. Sorry.
Yeah, Driussi. But yeah, Driussi. I think he's gonna do well. Especially, I think Rigoni's gonna get going. We're gonna find out. Obviously, less than 48 hours. I'm freaking stoked. Cannot wait to be inside of Q2 and man, we're gonna do a little bit of a match preview here in a little bit for sure. But who you got for your
I'm
MVP?
gonna go a little bit different from you, obviously,
Obviously,
and
another Austin FC player that I already know you.
no, it is not Austin FC. You know that. I'm just trying to decide here. I'm gonna go Jesus Friera.
Okay.
I think because I think Dallas to me is in one of those make it or break it years. With the Hunts, they've invested money, for it here.
Do you
I
think
think that
this
they
is the
have.
year to make it or break it? I think Nico still got time and.
Well, no. I'm just talking about for the Hunts to keep putting the money into the franchise because prior to last year they really hadn't. They'd done into the academy, but not really to the first team. And to me, I think that for the Hunts, I think that, and I'm not talking about that they're going to replace the coach or anything along those lines, but I think this is the year if Jesus Ferreira is going to be making that step up. This is the year that he's going to do it. Now the question is if he does get off to that hot start early, does he move to Europe? That so many other FC Dallas players have, but I'm not going to pick somebody from Austin because DeRussi is the obvious. And I'll be the protagonist on the show, the anti-Austin, which I love. I'll go with Jesus Ferreira for that here. I'm just trying to see if there's really anybody from Houston that would be worth considering. I don't really think so, right?
Ferreira if he gets going, but that's probably the only guy. I don't think they have much plans for Thor. I had a lot of hopes for Thor because I like the way he looks.
Young.
Yeah, he's still young, but.
So, but yeah, to me, like I said here. Yeah. So, but to me, like I said here, I think I'll go with Ferreira just for the fact that, that way it's not a Austin FC show for that here.
All right, sounds good. Let's see. Let's hit a Ring of Fire Golden Boot, and we'll go ahead and do Driussi's off limits because he's obviously going to win MVP and Golden Boot, right? So,
well, isn't that one and the same?
Yeah, it is, but it's not because. I mean, you can have different types of. We can come back and be like, we can even have a vote, have a poll, on the Text Ring of Fire Twitter.
So here, I'm actually going to change mine. I'm going to shock you. I'm going to do
for what? For what? Golden Boot or for MVP?
For MVP. For it here. I'm going to go with. Hold on, back to Dallas here. Make sure I pronounce his name correctly. Jesus Ferreira is the Golden Boot.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with your boy, Fundungas as the MVP.
That's a pretty good take.
Because it's
Pretty good
not so
take.
much just the goal score, not just because I want to go with somebody that's not just a goal scorer, but impacts the entire game. Because
I mean,
this just
he's gonna try
I
and
hate
match his assist from last year.
right. So, but I will, like I said here, somebody's got to get DeRussi in that position. And I think with Fungutis, with him getting his payday, hopefully getting a step up. We don't know how much it is as of yet, but you got to figure it's going to be a decent chain.
It's something worth keeping him here.
With the new addition to the family, and congratulations,
Congratulations,
to
Diego.
with the new addition. To me, if Austin's going to succeed, I think a lot has to go through him. And I know it's probably he may not get all the highlights, for it here, but I think he is the key for Austin FC.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So, I guess outside of Driussi, I'm gonna go with Emiliano Rigoni. So I think Rigoni, and it's just who I think is, man. For some reason, man, I just think he's gonna get going, bro. He could get going.
You don't think anybody from Dallas or Houston's gonna outscore?
If someone from Dallas, if it's gonna be someone from Dallas, it's gonna be Alan Velasco. So it's either gonna, and that's my second pick for Golden Boot. Outside of Driussi, it's Alan Velasco, because Alan Velasco is another one of those guys that he finds his own space and he takes it.
Right.
He takes it and he finishes, and he's very clinical with what he wants to do. So if another guy, if he gets going, you can count on Alan Velasco to have a good season and get those goals in. So that's why I have Dallas finished in third place. Come on now.
Oh, I know, but generally the lead. So you have to expect Austin FC to be very explosive this year.
Well, that's what I would hope for. You would want goals to be coming out of everyone, not just one player. That's how you have successful seasons. That's how you win.
No, I understand that.
That's how we would be able to go and move.
But
move
if you've
far
got an
and
MVP candidate, if you're saying DeRussi's the MVP candidate, you figure he's going to be what? 20 some goals?
Who was it last year? It was Cincinnati with they had Brandon Vasquez and Brenner, and they were both like 18 and like 16 goals. Like they were fighting against each other. So it's doable. It's possible.
Because Hani Mukhtar had 23 goals. DeRussi had 22 last year.
Something like that.
Well, no, I'm looking at it here.
Okay.
Jesus Ferreira had 18.
Yeah. And then Brenner and
Sebastian Ferreira had 13. For that year.
Okay, see, Sebastian Ferreira, if he can get going,
and he's got a better supporting cast this year. I think he does over last year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's who I got for my Golden Boot. Let's move along. Newcomer of the year.
This one's hard for me because I'm not as up on the MLS players. Let me see if I can go to the roster because I'm going to pick somebody from Houston. Just because.
I guess it would be a crime to pick an Austin guy, right?
Oh, I picked one. I picked your guy.
No, I mean for me.
No, you can.
I think Leo Väisänen.
Really?
I think Leo Väisänen is going to be a guy that's really going to do well and turn a lot of heads in the league. At that, get people talking about him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I'm not sure on this one. I don't know the players well enough to where they came from here.
So we did have a little bit of Copa Tejas news come out, and that is the March 18th, the Houston versus Austin game, and the May 13th, which is the Austin versus Dallas game. Those two games will not count towards the Copa Tejas standings. Only the last two games between Austin and Houston will count. and the last 2 games between Austin and Dallas will count. So, I mean, either way, I plan on getting 18 points, in Copa Tejas. But I want your thoughts. Who do you think will take Copa Tejas this year? Obviously, I'm an Austin guy. I want
Well,
to
I've
win
already
Copa
selected
Tejas.
FC Dallas. Well, actually, no. I said FC Dallas finishes better. Can Houston eke out points? And if they can eke out points, which is the team that they can eke out the most points against? Because let's say Dallas and Austin split.
So Houston
Hey,
hosts
what if
us. Houston hosts us twice first, but obviously the first one doesn't
well,
count.
right, but only the first one doesn't count.
So the second one is in May. That's gonna be fun. That's like 4 days for my birthday. That's gonna be
nice.
badass. That's gonna be badass. But
I'll go with Austin FC again to repeat as for the MLS champion for here. I just think that they will they will hold serve. I think Dallas and Austin will split points, and I don't think the Austin FC Houston Dynamo matches at this time have the same intensity as Dallas and Houston. So I think with that, plus Austin does travel much better than Dallas, to where I'll give it to Austin FC over Dallas. I have Austin, Dallas, and then Dynamo. Once again, finishing third in the MLS and the Copa Tejas MLS.
yeah, same. That's what I got. I guess we can go ahead and hit the Copa Tejas Shields. What do you think? Obviously, you think San Antonio is going to win. I think that Austin is going to win. So, for everyone who doesn't know how the Copa Shield actually works, it's points per game. So, it's an average of how many points you get per game.
Let me throw a wild card to you.
Go for
The
it.
Dash, Houston Dash.
They're in it. They're in it. They're in it.
They're in it. They have, from my understanding, their team's better this year. They play fewer matches because they're not counting the cup that they do normally at the beginning of the season. This year, they're doing it more mid-season.
And the Dash, for those who don't know, is the
Houston Dash.
Houston
Dash out of the
it's
NWSL.
The women's. Yeah, it's the women's team.
They are part of the Copa Shield. To me, they're a sneaky good one because for full disclosure, I helped Danielle and Steve with the Copa Tejas with the Copa Shield, and have a spreadsheet that I send out for that here. One of the tiebreakers is
so you rigged that
US
thing,
Yellow
huh?
I don't rig it.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
I have they set the rules. But to me, the fair play comes into play if goal differential doesn't come in. So where to me, Dash are kind of a sneaky pick on this because I do think that they're going to be better. I think they were a playoff team.
So are you taking the Dash?
I don't want to pick I don't want to jinx San Antonio FC, so I won't pick them. So yeah, I'll go with the Dash just to be different, give them some love. We got to have some Houston representation on here, right?
That's not a bad take. I think, man, you guys got a lot of players coming back. You still got the same coach. I don't see why you couldn't repeat. So I'm going to go ahead and take San Antonio for that Copa Tejas.
The Shield.
The Shield. Yeah, the Shield. I think you guys could repeat. And if you guys repeat, you got to give me tickets again. I got to go to that final because it was a blast, man. It was a blast. So that's Copa Tejas. I'm excited, dude. I can't wait to have some in-state rivalry games going. Matter of fact, March 18th is going to be Austin going to Houston. I'm not going to get to go to that game. My daughter's birthday is that week, that's what I was telling you about. We booked a condo out in Galveston.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna set up a TV outside. I already got it set up. I'm gonna set up a TV outside. Got my Apple Plus going. Gonna have some barbecue going. So it's a full moon that night. So whoever goes to Houston,
So Arby's
enjoy
avoiding everybody.
Yeah, I will be MIA, be missing in action. But those are my Copa Tejas predictions. Let's go ahead and get into week one. Week one starting lineup. And let's see, we got Austin FC that plays St. Louis City. St. Louis City, first game in MLS history. It's their
Which is
inaugural
tricky.
game. Why you say that?
You remember Austin FC's first game, right?
Against LAFC? How could I forget?
Mm-hmm. It was a pretty competitive game.
Yeah. I wish, but look, think about it. COVID was kind of just getting, by. They weren't letting much people into stadiums yet. So I think it's Bank of California, right? The LAFC.
Yeah, that's where it was. Yeah. Well, it's changed now, but yeah, it was Bank of California.
Yeah, it is changed now. But they didn't have a full stadium. So Austin FC did not have to come into the league experiencing a real 32-52. You know what I mean? But St. Louis City, they are going to walk into a man. Like,
yes, but they're going to have fans there too. They will be they will probably be one of the, as far as away supporters, they're going to travel well just because it's the very first game. Mm-hmm. Just like when Austin FC, even during the COVID, you guys traveled well.
Yeah. And we still do. We still do.
Right. I'm not doubting that.
Yeah.
St. Louis, they come from, they come from the USL. I know they're not the same team, but the St. Louligans and they've got other supporters groups, but I know quite a few of the St. Louligans. If you get a chance, listen to This Is the Silly Pod. Matthew Bird, who ruffled a few Austin FC feathers here, a couple of times here already on Twitter. But they do a great one. Flyover Footy is another good one with Phil Grooms and Stewart. For that here. I was trying to see if I could hook up with them to see about doing a preview, but schedule wise, we just couldn't get it to work. They're gonna come in. It'll be interesting on how St. Louis does come in. I do think that Austin FC is going to be the heavy favored, no question. But wearing that kit for the first time, even in a hostile environment, we've seen what Atlanta United, I think they opened against Seattle, right? Charlotte opened up, was pretty competitive in their first match against the Galaxy, right? I think they played the Galaxy. I couldn't even tell you. Because it was at the where they're it's where they play their games. 70-some thousand showed up for it. So to me, it's that first game. You just can't underestimate because you want to make a statement. You don't want to get blown out. For that here. So Austin FC wins. No, don't get me wrong, but to me, I guess the starting lineup for you, ring in or ring out.
Yeah, no, Ring. He's out, man. A lot of people are saying that he's going to be in for this match, and I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Zero chance that he's in.
Not zero. He'll be in the 18. Or you don't even think he's in the 18?
Yeah. Okay. He's in the 18, but zero chance that he starts this game. Like I don't see.
I don't even go there, and I'm not a Ring fan.
Man, I'm not a Ring fan. Okay, all right. 1% chance that the guy starts. Does that help? So that way I don't seem like a total idiot. But I don't think Ring starts. If Ring were to start, it would really, really shock me because. But then again, it wouldn't because Wolf has done crazier things than this.
Wolf is a loyal guy, though.
But not see Ring as much as as we didn't see him in the off season, in the preseason, leading up to this first game. As much minutes as he got, I don't think that he's in the plans to start. I don't see it, and a lot of people are saying that he could be being held for Champions League, which I could see it. Maybe because he has a little bit of experience in the Champions League. Maybe because he's a little bit more mature. Maybe because he'll grind out a game. He will get down and be defensive. Maybe that's what we need to do because it's two legs. You know what I mean? We get a second chance at it rather than these games that we only get, it's 3 points and done, or 3 points, one or none, right? So I don't see Ring starting this game. I think it's going to be Driussi, Pereira, and Owen in the midfield. Stuver starts in goal. We're gonna have Nick Lima. We're gonna have Cascante and Leo Väisänen. A lot of people saying that maybe Cascante won't start because of the stitching and that he has in his head, but I don't think he would be tweeting like let's go and getting all crunk for the weekend if he wasn't ready to go. I don't think he would be trying to sell us like that. So I think he's ready to go. And I think Komanic starts this game. I think Komanic earned his spot back for now. And if the competition gets good again, then obviously we have Gallagher. We know what he can do. I don't like him on the right, so I would prefer him on the left. But yeah, Zan Komanic, he gets the start. And then we got Diego, Rigoni, and Zardes up top. And that's our starting 11 right there. And I think Zardes gets on the score sheet, and Rigoni possibly as well. Diego Fagundes gets himself an assist. Maybe Zon Komanic also gets himself an assist. So that's my starting lineup. And Jared Stroud is going to be coming for St. Louis, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be starting, and it's going to be exciting to see how he looks in a different uniform inside of Q2. The last time we saw him inside of Q2 was in an Austin FC kit. So I'm excited for the match, man. I'm not sure if you know much about St. Louis, but if you could give us maybe your starting lineup that is projected.
Yeah, I don't have much on St. Louis because I don't know if they posted their.
I know MLS. They tweeted or something like that. Everyone's projected starting 11, but to find to find all that information right would be like going through a needle in a haystack. But obviously, we have no Dallas, no Houston here. But I think as far as Houston Dynamo, they play Cincinnati, FC Cincinnati on Saturday.
That's a tough match.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Like I said, Cincinnati, I think that they're going to be something a real thing to deal with in the East. So for Houston to go over there and have a bonus game right away, just tough, 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 tough. We could see, Houston plays what? They play Cincinnati, and then they play New England, and then they play Austin FC, and then they play New York City FC. So that's four matches right there, right off the bat, that are going to be tough. And you imagine they start off, maybe with, let's say, give them four points in the first four games. That could really mess with their minds. Obviously, they're professionals, so they'll bounce back. But
It's early though.
it's early, but start off strong. Would be funny if Houston loses 5-0. Hey,
That would be
because
what
we
do we
beat
call
them.
those games?
But the bonus games, exactly. We beat Cincinnati last year 5-0. So yeah, that would be funny if Houston could give up
But do
5.
you buy into Cincinnati? I know
I
you had
do.
them highly rated,
I do.
but their star forwards looking to go elsewhere.
Who? Brandon
And
Vasquez or who?
yes, who's the guy that scored?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I could see
Hold
I could
on
see
one
him sticking
second.
it out. That sounds like a Frisco move to me. You know.
Yeah, Vasquez, because he was had rumors of going over at the transfer window. There was rumors that they were looking, or Brenner. Brenner was the one
Brenner.
that
I
they were.
did see Brenner going over to where
Brenner
England.
over to England. He had,
Yeah, I
he
saw
had
that.
rumors and transfers, and he was wanting to go. That he didn't go. So that'll be interesting to see kind of how they fill out. But I'm trying to see if I can find a starting 11 for St. Louis City. It's just hard because I don't put much value in preseasons on what teams roll out, just for the fact that even though they're not even though they're not open nowadays for the most things, there were I think several games on Apple TV this past weekend. If you got to watch, the FC Dallas Houston was it
I
Orlando
actually had better
and the
things to do.
Revolues were on, and there was a late one. I forget which one. A
No,
late game.
jokes aside, I did hear that it was a pretty good experience overall,
It was
and
all right.
it looked good.
So my biggest complaint is, and we'll have to see what happens when the season starts. Like extra time is supposed to be on there, but I can't seem to find it. I
No,
have it on there.
I think it's called something else, isn't it? It's not
Well,
extra
no,
time.
it's not on there.
I don't think it's extra time. I think it's something else. I think it's called something else.
So I know they still have the channel on YouTube,
Yeah.
which I was able to catch. But I'm looking, I'm looking at just. I hate how it's just so team specific. Along those lines. Now they got some series like I watched. I think the other day I watched 3/4 of the team previews. There's a
Austin
lot of good
FC,
value on
all
there.
the players for
Austin
Austin
F.
FC.
Well, I did it in order, so it started with Atlanta and then Austin, and so on here. So, but if you're doing a podcast, you gotta follow the stuff, man. Come on.
Oh, big time, yeah. So
you don't have me
FC
on
Dallas.
here. I know I'm the troll or the protagonist of the show here, the anti-Austin.
We're gonna have a theme. We're gonna put he's a grumpy old troll who lives under the bridge. Nah, so we got FC Dallas. They host Minnesota, and Minnesota. We don't got them very high. I think you got them breaking the line barely, but Minnesota.
No, I had them out.
You had them out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, with Reynoso out, it's gonna be tough for Minnesota to really get going, man. That's like us.
Did we ever hear why he's out?
He assaulted.
So it's one of those type situations. Okay,
it was a youngster. It was a young person.
Allegedly, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Extra time is broken. They say we'll be there. Oh, so I guess extra time is going to be on.
Though they tweeted that it would be. I just couldn't find it, but I was able
Shout
to
out
catch
to
it on the YouTube.
Adis. That's who's giving us some info. That's my dog right there. But FC Dallas they host Minnesota. We're gonna have Juan there. He's gonna be sending us some media, some clips, and all that. But they did pick up Jesus Jimenez, and we were, I guess, talking about it. They lost Brandon Servania.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I thought that as much as Sunshine has talked about Brandon Servania, he was actually keen on him, liked what he would bring to the table. So, but other people in Dallas are actually saying that he's fourth. He was their fourth option.
Yeah, I didn't think. If you look at the minutes he played last year, he played some minutes, but I think they were thin up top.
He still
which
played
is why
like
they
23. He played like 23 matches last season for them.
Right, but if you look at the actual minutes, so he wasn't a starter.
He started like 11 of them.
Right. But from the reason why I think it's a good move from Dallas is he's DP. He's kind of like Ring, right, where he's a DP player but doesn't play to the DP at least at this point. But Toronto is paying most of that money, so they're getting him on a discount, kind of like Colorado's doing with who's the player that they got from LAFC. They got a player.
I'm going blank too.
Squad.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, bro.
Kevin Cabral.
Yep.
Yeah, the right winger from France for that here, where he gets paid quite a bit of money for MLS, but he's underperformed along those lines here. So for FC Dallas, they're getting a player that has upside that hasn't hit that upside, but they're not having to pay the full bill either, which is an FC Dallas move. For that here where they're getting him on a discount. So to me, I think midfield's not a weakness for FC Dallas. So if you're gonna give up some depth to be able to catch another forward. Now, at the time, people were upset that hey, you moved a piece that you had and didn't go get they needed to get a left back or right back, one that could play both. They didn't go get that. They got another forward where, yeah, it's a little thin, but it wasn't as thin as the left back. But they solved that today with the Sam Junka, transfer from Houston, as we discussed at the top of the show. So FC Dallas is filling in the pieces for the depth for that here, and of course we'll find out Saturday night.
And still got a DP spot.
Yeah. Will they fill it though?
I don't think so. Not right now. They may wait till the European window opens in the summer.
In July. Yeah.
So I guess projected lineup for them. All I know really is Martin Paz. I know he's going to be in goal, and he's hell of a keeper, man. Their defense, couldn't tell you. All I know is that Matt Hedges isn't there no more to save their ass. Not just playing. Matt Hedges was it's about time that he took off.
Sebastian, it'll be interesting if Sebastian Agabaga, who's a former SAFC player, start for them or it comes off the bench.
We'll see. I mean, like you say, will be interesting. I know that the front three, though, obviously is going to be Velasco, Ferreira, and Areola. It better be.
So here's something that I want us to do. And we can include the others, or it can just be you and me if this is going to be kind of for consistency, most likely you and me on here. Out of we'll do this here. So there's 9 points available between Houston, Dallas, and Austin. How many points does Texas teams get this week?
So 9 points up for grabs.
9 points max. If each team won, that's 3 points. So the max would be 9.
Okay. So this week
I know you're going with Austin getting 3 points. I think we're both going with Austin at 3 points.
I say 6. I say 6 points.
You think 6?
Yeah, I think Houston loses, man.
I go 4.
4? Who ties? Dallas?
Dallas. So, but you don't have to tell who. So you're going 6 points.
Yeah, I'm going 6.
And this might be something that we throw out.
Hey, let's ask Adis. Let's ask Adis since he's commenting. What do you think, Adis? What do you think? How many points do we get? He's gonna say 3. How much do you want to bet? He says we get 3 points. Oh, it's funny. But yeah, man, I think we get 6 points. I think Dallas takes care of business, and I think we take care of business. Obviously, my score prediction, bro, and people are talking mess, but La Manita, bro, the hand, we're gonna be like na 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 na. Hey,
too early for that, man. Hey. Too early.
I know, right?
It's the first game, man.
Eating the words right away and stuff. Chinga. Hey, but you know what we should do? We should get get your buddies on to hop on, see if they want to come on after and see how they experience Q2 and all that.
I don't know if any of them are making it down. That was the issue. Is the people that I'm close to. I know Phil's. He's got a young family, and Stuart had I think he's getting married or something. I think is what he told me, to where he wasn't able to swing it. So
gotcha.
AJ keeps asking me if we can go, and I looked at tickets.
Would you sit in the supporter section or no?
No,
No, you want seats?
I would not want to. To me, the supporter section should be for Austin FC fans. And
You are an Austin FC fan. That's why I ask.
whatever. I know it's the cheapest ticket, but I would rather that cheapest ticket go to somebody that bleeds the Verde. And as much as yes,
I'm
I know about
confused.
Austin.
I'm
What?
confused here. I thought you bled Verde.
No,
I saw you
that.
bleeding the other day.
Do you see
Saw.
any Austin FC stuff over here? I do have an Austin FC scarf, which I did not buy. It was given to me. I exchanged it, and then of course I have the Los Verdes scarves, Surge scarves. I'm actually getting a Dallas Beer Garden scarf this year because I finally found that they have merch available. So I will have my thing
Texas
there.
Ring of Fire.
Although I'll have to, I know this is I still have bitterness still towards Austin Anthem a little bit, so I haven't bought anything from them. But I'll probably get. I think I went onto their website and they had a scarf.
Get over
available.
it. No.
I just didn't like the scarf that they had. To be honest with you, but just
nah, it's all good.
But
all right, so Saturday, the plan is to have a tailgate outside of maybe less than a mile away from Q2 Stadium. You guys go follow us on Twitter. That way you can get all the updates where that's going to be, or Instagram. Follow Texas Ring of Fire. I'm going to be putting updates on that. That way everybody can pull up and say hi and all that. I think at 4:30, Harry, if you can make a little note, and if you can make it, I'm going to try and go live on my phone on YouTube. So going to see if I can get a few St. Louis guys gathered around and just do some takes and communicate and talk to you guys and see how everyone's feeling for the game, first week of the season. First game of the season, week 1. But that's all I got for our week 1 preview. It's finally here, man. I can't believe it. Well, at least for me, right? You still got 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so, but it's finally
11th.
here. Yeah, it's finally here for us, bro.
So I will be up in Austin the weekend of the 25th and 26th of March, and I think you guys do play
Colorado
that match. So I will most likely be at that match because AJ plays, Surge, and then he plays Calvary, which is up in Killeen.
Okay.
So instead of driving up to Austin, actually it's in San Marcos. We'll have to kind of see here. It's in San Marcos, and then the other one's at Killeen. But I'm trying to swing if we can stay up in Austin or somewhere, and then maybe catch the Austin FC match. But we'll see if the wife goes for it here. But that might be the game that I do go to if I don't get tickets to the St. Louis match. But for me personally, I kind of want to see because I am one of the poor souls that did pay the Apple Plus. I didn't get it free. Since MLS wants to give it away. I actually paid for it the night before it was released, and was kind of skimming through it. So we'll see how it lives up to be. Still interested on the MLS Next Pro. Did you want to talk about the new signing today that been rumored
for like a month?
For a month, but rumored that he was possibly first team, right? Initially,
right? Yeah. So Sebastian Pinot finally,
but he did sign with Austin FC Dos.
Yes, he did. So he's finally here. He's a Peruvian 20-year-old. I believe he's a center forward or winger.
Center forward, yeah.
Yeah, center forward. Okay, but yeah, 20-year-old. In his picture, he's standing next to Sean Rubio. Dude, towering over the guy. Towering over him, bro. He looks like a big kid, and he's only 20. So, get here, get acclimated, get him a year under his belt, get going. Dude got a few details on ATX FC2. But I'm gonna drop all that on the Verde Bros podcast here coming up next week. So we'll go into more depth into Austin FC and Austin FC 2 on that show. But yeah, man, I'm excited for the guy. I think that him being in our system next season could possibly get signed up. And I mean, we do got Ocampo Chavez. Don't know how well he's doing. He's the fourth string guy that we picked up from Seattle. But yeah, didn't even really see him feature in any games or nothing. So that fourth spot is up for grabs, which is it's tough, right? With your fourth string, but you never know how it could go. It could be your day. It could be an Open Cup game where you get called up, or someone's sick, someone's hurt, someone got a knock, something. But just work hard. Keep your head down, keep your feet moving, and you never know when the opportunity is going to come. So excited for him to be here. Welcome to Austin. But I mean, that's all I got, bro. Shoot, freaking 36 hours or so. We're gonna be, or maybe about 40 hours or so, but we'll be inside of Q2. And man, I cannot wait, y'all. I can't wait especially for all the Houston people that are traveling to Cincinnati. Sam said he's traveling to Cincinnati.
Yeah, Sam's traveling. Yeah.
So he's going out there. Whoever's traveling, all the surge, everyone who's traveling to Houston, safe travels, have fun. If you guys get the dub, congrats, of course. But just me as personally, I'm not convinced yet, right? In Dallas, hosting Minnesota, everyone who's out there also enjoy first game of the season. Should be some good Texas weather. It's supposed to be 71 degrees.
There is one thing that I want to give credit to the Dallas Beer Gardens on.
Go ahead.
Here, they do a 24 hour
tailgate
overnight thing. Tailgate.
Yeah, the tailgate.
And I know this isn't the first year they've done it. They've done it for a few years.
They did it last year, and it was like freezing,
freaking cold. Well, they've done it a few times now. COVID, they couldn't do it because they weren't allowed. But I was listening to Third Degree or Dallas Soccer, something that they ended last year, a podcast. But kudos to the Dallas Beer Garden and doing the that's awesome. That's a way to kick off the season. And I know Austin FC doesn't really have that capability.
To touch on that before I do forget, they are having a party tomorrow night. So yeah, follow La Murga on Instagram, on Twitter. More information is on there. I couldn't tell you the exact location, but I know that tomorrow night they are having an event. It's I think it's Los Verdes and La Murga. So that's our little pre-party, whatever. We're not doing 24 hours, but I do.
But that's pretty cool, though.
It is. But see, you get to game time, bro. I mean, think about it. You get to game time and you're exhausted, dehydrated, probably want a nap, probably want to shower at that time. Like, man, if whoever can do that shit, like, kudos to you, because, dude, how the heck do you? Maybe 10 years ago, but now I can't do that.
That's a young person.
Yeah.
It's like me, because I get asked, because I have, one, I love my seats, but I get asked why I don't go to the supporter section for here, and I'm like, well, I love my seats, number one. Number two, I'm at the age where I don't need to drink all game. I don't need to stand and scream. I want to watch the game. I want to sit down and relax. And I have tried to get AJ involved, but he, because he plays, he wants to learn, and he's a freaking shoe guy, that's a young person. He's like, look at their shoes. And I'm like, okay. He's like, there's da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, okay. So,
yeah. No idea, right?
But that's that's awesome as a dad, to get
for sure. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's and like I said here, I didn't have soccer. Well, I wasn't in an area that had soccer when I was a kid. It was more football and I wrestled, and of course basketball. But no, it's awesome. Looking forward to the season. Looking forward to see how Apple Plus and MLS shows on there. I know early reviews are good. The announcing, is good. From my understanding, we'll all be, working it out here, you're able to listen to the home or away radio broadcast, I guess it is, as far as the feature, or listen to the main guys. So it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. For me personally, I wouldn't mind 0 points, for there. Austin loses every game. You won't break my heart. But I'm
Are you
pretty
sure?
sure the show might not go on. Yeah, trust me.
The show will go
Dude,
on.
come on, I'll be
Look at
talking
us.
so much shit.
Oh, I know. You wouldn't shut up. You still talking about your 2-1. That's one game. Can you imagine? 34? But yeah, man.
Dude, I will say this is, I pray to God that San Antonio doesn't play Austin this year, because if there's one game circled for Austin FC, it is that San Antonio match.
Oh yeah, especially if we host you guys. Oh man.
Well, even if you don't host it, but
I do like the stadium though. I did like that atmosphere. I did.
No, it was fun, and like I said, Q2, I think it would be just as rocking. Although you'll put us way up high, and
we'll put you outside the stadium. Yeah, whatever.
So
yeah.
I'll probably be banned, before going into there. But no,
you're already
as a
banned.
San Antonio FC fan, I won't lie. If we can avoid Austin in the Open Cup playoffs for that here, I'm assuming that we advance to that second round. And Open Cup's always that kind of, it's one of those, hey, do you really invest in it? Or do you? It's better either to lose early or to invest in and do like Sacramento did and make the run all the way to the deep final run. So
yeah.
So I'm sure it's late. I'm sure you got to work. Any other topics that you had on here? I know it was just you and me, and we made it to 90. So
yeah. So no, not at all. Just wanted to remind everyone, follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Follow Harry at Ramen Call on Twitter. Follow me at the RB22 on Twitter. Also on Instagram. Not sure what your handle is for Twitter. I mean on Instagram, but mine's the same thing pretty much. It's RB22. But we will be at the tailgate.
I have an Instagram account, but I don't do anything with it. It's more just to spy on players.
Well, there you go. You can see who he spies on. See what players he spies on.
Oh, it's Ramen Call 1.
Ramen Call 1. See, so it's not far off from RB22.
I have 3 posts.
I got like 100 and something. But yeah, I'm close to 400 followers. Y'all go make it. Make it to the 400.
I got 133, and I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. You follow too many people, dude.
346.
But yeah, come check us out at the tailgate. We'll be there with my wife. I was able to get some tickets, some extra tickets. So I got my wife a ticket, and then I'm taking my son also. So.
So how many extra tickets do you have? Just out of curiosity, we'll talk about.
I don't have any anymore. But yeah. So.
Oh, the one thing and the reason I mention this here is there is a friendly that San Antonio FC announced July something, 15th, and
I think
it is against Sunderland of the right now championship.
Used to be Premier
EFL
League
championship. They may be Premier League by that time.
Okay,
but the Black Cats are coming to play Las Gatos Blancos for that here. So if it's Austin may have a game that weekend, because you guys have a game every week, playing 60 some games.
That's Leagues Cup.
On how far you play.
July's Leagues Cup.
Leagues Cup.
Yeah, so it's possible.
So depending on how that is, if you want to come down and catch a English Football League team, Sunderland, I'd probably look at tickets now. The reason I mention is because tickets are on sale now. So if you are interested in watching San Antonio FC and Sunderland play in a friendly, which we'll see how that goes. But that's pretty cool. We played Cardiff City a couple of years ago, and I think Sunderland's probably a bigger club. So for San Antonio FC and a USL team to be able to pull in Sunderland, I think that's awesome, and like I said here, it should be a fun experience.
No doubt. Yeah, it's definitely something I'm gonna see if I can make it to. I wouldn't mind watching that. But that's all I got, bro. You got anything else? I mean,
No, peace out. Hope everybody has a good time. Whether you're from Austin, Houston, Dallas, be safe. Like I said here, don't bust up any TVs if you're watching at home and your team loses or does something stupid. And one thing here, don't troll Real Madrid, as everybody finds out every time.
yeah, you don't ever count Real Madrid out. Dude. I don't understand why people don't understand that. Los Reyes de Europa, the kings of Europe. But yeah, you guys rate and review us. Leave a comment, subscribe, follow us, do all that stuff that lets us know that you care about us. But I am your host,
or at least
RB22. Yeah, at least RB. I know you guys hate me. I know a lot of people. I got plenty of hate going on, but it's all right. I embrace it.
I wonder who's disliked more, you or me?
Hey, maybe that's why we get along so well.
It's different fan bases. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. My co-host, here he goes. My co-host, Harry from San Antonio. We'll see you maybe Saturday. We can go live and get a vibe going from Q2 Stadium.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Stay better than my friends. We'll see y'all next week.